Hey, hello, and welcome to the show. It is me, John Park, and it is time for JP's product pick of the week. I want to thank you for stopping by over in our YouTube chat. Let's bring that up. I have a YouTube chat up there. Look, there it is. I can't see that well enough though with my monitor the way it is. That is hello to Alec Devore. Hello, Alec Devore. Nice to see you with your big paw print there. We've also got the Discord chat. If you're wondering where to chat, head on over there. That's at adafruit.it/discord. You'll look for that live broadcast chat channel right there. Hello, Byron. Hello, Scotty Beam Me Up. Nice to see you. Also joining us over in the YouTube, we've got Peter Huseman 3956 as well as Burton R. Hey, thank you for stopping by today. So what I've got today, I've got a new product pick. It is right over there. If you want to go to the web page, the Adafruit product page, you can go to either of those. It's actually two variations or two. We have a single and a triple of the same thing. You can save some money if you want to get three. At those URLs, I believe this very show, is being broadcast from inside both of those URLs, and we have half off on this week's product pick, so it's a real bargain. Head on over there. Yeah, you'll see the show is streamed for there. Thanks to the new products team for helping out with that and making that all happen. I was trying to get my blog post up, and there were issues with uploading images and things to the blog post. There was not a fresh post for this. Sorry about that technical difficulty, but you're here now, so somehow you found out about it, or you're watching this in the future. But I appreciate you. Thank you for doing that. So what I'd like to do next, I should probably stop clapping right in front of the mic. That would be one thing. But what I would like to do next is take you back a little bit in time to a new segment with Lady Ada on Ask an Engineer, talking about this week's product pick. So please take it away, Lady Ada.
These are the best possible way to prototype your project. They are basically just like a breadboard, but permanent. That's Perma-Proto. So you basically design your project on a solderless breadboard, and then you can copy your project over. We made it the same size as a breadboard, so that's kind of nice. There's mounting holes in the center, so you can keep it steady. The top has this really nice white solder mask, which I can show on the overhead, maybe.
Yeah, let's go to the
overhead. We shot it in the photos, but I'll show the overhead.
Yeah, let's go to the overhead. We have this overhead.
There's this nice white solder mask and markings for red and blue, so you can easily tell which is positive and negative.
Yeah.
And then on the back, I didn't put any solder mask, so that it's easy to cut or bridge all these connections. And the pads are all gold-plated, but there's little wires in between them, and you can cut them if you want. Because I like if you do breadboarding on a solderless, perf board, I like to be able to cut the traces if necessary. So we have this in full size, which is basically like a full size breadboard, half size, which is like a half size breadboard, and then quarter, which is like a teeny breadboard, but we added on the top and bottom the extra rows of the power rails, which I thought were handy. So you get these in singles for I think it's like $3 or $3.5, $4.5, and then like $6 or something like that.
Great value, and then also the cool thing about these is we see these in so many projects.
These are great.
Everywhere. People.
We have them in other sizes too, but these are the most popular of the three. But yeah, I really like these. I use these for my projects all the time. I use them for testers and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think they're the best.
There's instructors, professors, teachers that they use these in their classrooms. Once the students finally get their circuit right, they want to save it. And instead of carrying around a breadboard everywhere, they permanently make a circuit.
What's interesting is that this is inspired by the Radio Shack prototyping boards, which I've used for a very long time. And they're also like $3 or $4. The problem with those is there's no solder mask at all, and they're like really crummy quality, and which is good if you want to cut them because they break very easily. So if you want to like cut them in half, you just you can cut them with scissors pretty much because they're just like paper. But they're not double-sided, which I didn't like. And they used copper, so it oxidized very quickly. And this is gold plate, so it doesn't oxidize.
Yeah.
And also, they don't have two full rails, and there's like no markings. I think these are like super fancy. like
Yeah.
$1 more than the Radio Shack ones, but
Yeah.
worth it.
Get what you pay for.
High value.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. That is the product pick of the week. This week, it is the Perma-Proto half-size PCB. What do we call this? I had a great name for it, and I just blew it. What are we calling you? You are I don't know. I don't know what we call you. There you are. Hey, it is the Perma-Proto half-size breadboard PCB. That's what we call it. So it looks a lot like a regular breadboard, right? This happens to be a full-size breadboard here. But it is something that you can affix your project to, solder your wires down, and know that they're not going to pop out. So this is one of my favorite ways of prototyping. In fact, what I tend to do is I'll build a circuit in fritzing. I'll sort of CAD it out in the breadboard view of fritzing, and a half-size breadboard, or the breadboard Plus, I think, is identical to this, and I think we also have this as a fritzing part. Then I'll build my circuit in the real world on a breadboard, a sort of regular one, to make sure things are working. But sometimes I have actually had a little bit of heartbreak with regular breadboards when wires pop out, when wires are acting flaky, or when you're doing some higher current stuff. You do want to go and solder it down, and once you do that, the thing is a lot more permanent. So I'll do some futzing around on the regular breadboard, but then when I want the thing to hold together, this could kind of be the permanent. We put the perma in permanent. That can be your project there done. This also does have a couple of mounting holes on it, so you can secure it to something like 3D printed stuff, wood, metal, whatever it is that your final project is going to be. Maybe it's inside of a cigar box, that kind of thing. So what do we have to say about this? This is a gold-plated contacts, so you won't get the oxidization on copper that you do on a cheaper board. It has, let me go to the down shooter here. This has the same markings essentially as your regular breadboard. Again, I apologize I didn't get a half-size one here, but if I flip this around, you'll see we've got the sort of numbered rows here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on. We have power rails on the side, which are marked with this blue and this red. Those are our ground and power rails. So you can break those out from, say, a microcontroller and then use them throughout the rest of the circuit. We have the non-bridged middle gully running through there, and so you can see here if you put something like, let me grab a feather. Oh, I'm out of camera there. If you take something like this, where you don't want to be bridging things across the feather here, if this is set on the board like so, you have no contact between those two sections. So it's little groupings of 5 and little groupings of 5. This is also great for a IC package, DIP package, integrated circuit. And as Lamore was saying, you do have a little bit of extra freedom here compared to a regular breadboard, in that you can take a hobby knife and cut a trace there, and then make some extra little smaller sets of circuits, sets of 2s and 3s, or break just one off. So a little bit of extra bonus hacking you can do there, and then bridge things with small solder wires elsewhere. So let's jump over to the site. Let me pull that up there, get that out of there. And you'll see here we actually got the individual breadboard, so just get one of them for $2.25. That's a pretty nice deal. Or you can get the 3-pack, which normally those are $12.50, but now they're $6.25. Pick up a couple of packs of these. They're great. Really nice to leave a somewhat permanent project put together. You can take a look here at the specs, a little more info about it. So this is 30 rows of double 5-row holes, 5-hole rows. The 4 power rails, size there, it is 81 millimeters by 51 millimeters. It's 0.063 inch thick FR4. It has the 1.2 millimeter drill holes here. I think is that right? I think they're bigger than that. That can't be right. Oh no, that's the regular holes. The mounting holes here, there we go. That's it says a 3.2 millimeter, so you can use an M3 screw in there. These guys right here at the ends, those are M3. And then there are a bunch of projects that use these, so you'll see my name on at least one or two of them on there, Liz to Aaron. A lot of people like to take their circuit, put it on one of these. These are a nice size. You can put something like a feather or a itsy bitsy on there and have a lot of room left over for your circuit. Maybe some LEDs, some switches, some interconnectivity. I have an example I wanted to show, actually. Let me go back to my down shooter here and bring up the project that I'm working on right now. Is this Cutie Pie with a mechanical key switch BFF and the power BFF. And you'll notice that these are looking tall, and that's because another thing I really love to do with these is have standoffs so that I can still disconnect things. It also makes it really convenient when you're dealing with your wiring. So I've got these little short headers on here, headers, not standoffs, little female headers. And you can see, you just solder those up. And then in the case of using the Cutie Pie and BFFs, I'm mostly taking wiring and running it to the opposite side, and that's just because of the sort of upside down belly up arrangement there. But this is great because if you do have a Cutie Pie, you might swap out different Cutie Pies to try different things. Maybe you're always wanting to have a button and power. You can leave that stuff on there, and then you can swap out different Cutie Pies as you're testing things. Let me pull this battery wire out of here, and I'll show you this is actually running right there. I also added a little LED and resistor there to just tap into the 3-volt line. But really convenient little way to go beyond the prototype, really. We call it a Perma-Proto board, but it's kind of done, right? This could be the project right here for whatever it is you're doing. So let's see, have I forgotten anything? Todd mentions over in the chat that these make great Christmas ornaments. I don't know how, Todd. I just don't know how. How does that work? Oh, Jim Hendrickson, hello, says, I haven't been here in a couple weeks. I see we have some video and audio upgrades. It's true. You missed the chaos of trying to get some of this stuff set up and working, but now it's, knock wood, working pretty well. Let's see. So, yeah, we've got 3-pack. 1, 2, 3, that's what actually I had on hand, so I stole one of them for this. Or single breadboards, Perma-Protos that you can use for all your projects. Let me see, what else? If you look through some of the projects that have been made with these, you can also get into some more elaborate stuff like 2-layer boards. You can use pogo pins and a couple of pieces of hardware, little standoffs and screws to plop boards together, get pretty fancy multi-layer circuits going on with that. There's a lot you can do using just these, so I'm a big fan. Let's see, did I miss anything else? Yeah, I didn't bring up fritzing, but let me just show you real quick. Let me. Oh, do I even have fritzing on this one? Let's see. Oh, here's a JPEG of. Okay. Let me bring this image up here. Oh no, that's not the one with the breadboard on it. Okay, never mind. Imagine a breadboard. Picture a breadboard in fritzing, and then move it on over to this. I haven't loaded that on this computer yet, so there you go, Jim. Still ironing out some of those kinks. Let's bring up my YouTube chat. Where'd you go? Here are. See any questions? Burton R says, "Oh, good times. I remember those Radio Shack boards." Steve Lemon says, "Hi, hey Steve." Tyrone Mix, "Take me back." All right, here we are. Bernard, yeah, glad that wasn't my new do. That was the perm, putting the perm in Perma-Proto. But not to put too fine a point on it, this is where I start projects, and as Phil was saying, as you can imagine, when you get a complicated circuit going and just 1 or 2 little wires pop out from there, that's where the heartbreak is, and that's why getting all of that much more permanently soldered onto there really can save you some grief. All right, I think that's going to do it. So let's just do a little nicer photo there of them. You can see the front and the back of there. There's those little traces that you can cut. You can also do, since the power rails are separate, it's in your hands. If you want to, you can do things like put 5 volts on one rail and 3 on another. You may just want to use some paint or colored marker to indicate that really clearly to yourself so you don't accidentally do anything terrible and fry something. You can also cut the rails this way. So if you want to have a 3 and a 5 on the same spot or use 2 as grounds, since you can flip that other side and it's not silkscreen, it's very easy to get in there with your hobby knife and kind of turn this into whatever you want it to be. Also, sometimes you may find it's nice to put your circuit on the bottom. I've done that before. It's something you can't really do with a breadboard, but if you want to do all the wiring on the bottom, leave the top really clean, you can. It's harder to troubleshoot once you've done it that way, but if you have already done the troubleshooting, you've already put together the schematic diagram for it, you can do a bunch of wiring, build the circuit on the bottom, and then just have your components on the top, which is nice and neat and tidy. It looks good. All right. I think we will wrap it up there. So let's get that out of the way. I will remind you, this is these are both of the URLs you want to go to. Either product 571, which is I think the triple pack, or to product 1609, which is the single. And they are half price, no coupon code necessary. It's going to be that price till the end of the show with a little bit of a grace period, and then they go back up. We don't do rain checks or anything like that, so if you're seeing this later, I'm sorry. It's only during the live stream that the pricing is that way. So let's wrap this up, and I will say that right there is my product pick of the week this week. It is the half-size Perma-Proto Breadboard PCB, single or triple pack. For Adafruit Industries, I'm John Park, and this has been JP's product pick of the week. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.